I'm sitting here this afternoon with Goetz Plessing, who's been involved with Round Square for many, many years, and we are starting the first of what will become our Round Square Oral History project. And so I'll be chatting to Goetz about his association with the organisation and some of the people he's met. Goetz, I mentioned that we are going to show this video to His Majesty King Constantine shortly.
Yeah.
Would you like to begin with a short message to His Majesty King Constantine?
I do so, yeah. Your Majesty, I'm very glad to greet you, because this session here is a sort of coming back to Round Square, because I was absent now from your organization or our organization almost for 1 decade. But being here with you, Brian, it's a comeback for me, and I'm happy that you propose that we should make a short movie, and I have the chance to give you, Your Majesty, because, you know, I always feel being a friend of you and a compatriot of Round Square. So best to you, and I hope meeting you soon.
Goetz, who were the main role players that you came to meet when you first joined the organisation?
So I remember that Round Square really started in the late 60s, and there were 5 schools to establish this conference. But I just came to Salem in those years, and I didn't hear about the Round Square business. In spite, I was member of the staff. So the first conference I visited was placed in California, special place, Athenia, and so we were invited, Christine and me, to join the party. So it was my first overseas flight. I flew when I was 30 years old, perhaps the first time, from Frankfurt to Berlin. That was a happening. But now breaking through to the United States, that was really a special event. We met at Athenian School, and we felt as a family, because I think we were not more than 40 or 50 persons meeting in the Fuller Common in the center of the school, and it was really moving to me to meet the old people. There were governors from British schools, especially, who were friends of Bhutan, and they really were very engaged. And so from the first minute when I joined this conference, I knew that it is a really vital, idealistic conference. And I remember not the subjects we talked about, but it was for me the first international event in my life. And I grew up in Germany in the times during Second World War and the times afterwards, and I never had the chance to have an exchange term in schools abroad. I spent all my school time in northern Germany, in Schleswig-Holstein, and then I went far away to southern Germany to university. And I think that was the first really breakthrough to international understanding. And so this conference really was for me the starting point of my 30 years engagement to Round Square.
Were there any memorable characters that you met while you were becoming familiar with the organisation, and what were some of the memorable moments you had with the organisation?
Yes, the first man, he was the founder of Round Square, was Justin, who just passed away. It's only a month, just exactly today, I think a month ago, he died. And he was dean of students in Salem when I arrived, and he taught me being a housemaster. So I learned a lot from him. And he was very inspired by his personal relationship to Kurt Hahn, because he has been a pupil of him in Gordon, and he came to Germany during the war, I think, even during the war, and because he was born in 1920, and no, it was before the war that he came to Hohenfels, and he was really very close to Hahn and his ideas. And when Hahn died in the early 70s, he really felt to be or to manage the heritage of Kurt Hahn. And this, first it was called, that I remember was called Kurt Hahn Conference, and then the name changed because Kurt Hahn thought it should be more a neutral significance title, and so they choose Brown Square because they had met in Gordon for the first time. So I think this might be perhaps the third or fourth Brown Square conference which took place, and Athenian had been a Brown Square founding school, founder school. The next one, what I remember, was Steve Davenport, who was on board, I think, and he was in this time headmaster of Athenian School. And what we learned, and what Christine always tells people like you, is that we learned what really hospitality means, because we had a great time in Athenian School, and from there we knew how to handle guests in school or personally, and we got a lot of friends. So from that time I was convinced that I should continue Brown Square business.
You probably answered the next question, but after your first conference you could have walked away from Brown Square and said, it's not for me.
Yeah.
But you stayed for many, many years. Why was it? What attracted you to retain your connection and to stay involved with the organization?
I think the main issue is that young people from all over the world really have the chance to meet during for conferences, to meet and to work for projects, to go on exchange, and nowadays with the modern media, to communicate from today to tomorrow with people they met before from all over the world. So this was, I think, really it was inspiration to me. The second time was, the second reason that I didn't leave this organization was that for me, I thought it was really a big chance to come through the world, and to meet people of other cultures, and really to learn what international understanding really means. To learn about respect, about tolerance, about international understanding. So it was, for me, it was fascinating. It was really a piece of my personal biography. But I think, to be honest, it was not only to serve an idea, that it was really to take advantage of, for me and for my family.